early days of the Sony PlayStation, many RPG fans eagerly awaited the arrival of Final Fantasy VII. In the months before its release, some prepared early by buying a PlayStation, along with any other game that would feed their RPG appetite. Among these titles were Beyond the Beyond and Suikoden, both of which aspired to tap into a niche market of enthusiasts. Separating itself from these titles was Vandal Hearts, an isometric strategy RPG released at the end of 1996. Many fell in love with the game for its dark story, its distinct spurts of blood, and its tactical-oriented gameplay. In the 3 years that passed afterwards, Squaresoft created its own counterpart, Final Fantasy Tactics, that was met with much more critical acclaim than Vandal Hearts ever enjoyed. Konami responded by releasing the sequel to the game, Vandal Hearts 2, in North America in late 1999. I remember playing this game back then because I started it soon after I finished Final Fantasy VIII, one of the hottest games on the PlayStation at the time. The different feel of Vandal Hearts 2 relative to FF8 certainly made it stick out in my mind back then, and made me appreciate Konami's drive to innovate. The game's story centers upon Joshua, a young man caught up in a devastating civil war in the country of Natra. Like the first Vandal Hearts, the main protagonist's close childhood companions also play a major role in the development of the plot. The storyline sequences stand out for their use of character animations, many of which were clearly designed for specific scenes in the game. As in the first title, the shifting camera also adds drama and surprise to the story's development, which was also a nice touch. Vandal Hearts 2 also features a branching plot of sorts where player-driven dialogue choices and other decisions lead to different outcomes. The system is epitomized by the existence of 4 completely different endings, which certainly adds an element of replayability to the game. In most ways, combat in Vandal Hearts 2 plays out in almost the same way as the first. Battles take place on a grid-based map, where terrain and distance play a big role in gaining the upper hand against the enemy and defending your own units. The one major area where Vandal Hearts 2 sets itself apart from almost any other tactical RPG was in its dual-turn system. In most games of this kind, each battle is divided into player and computer turns, where one unit moves and performs an action before the next character gets a chance to do the same. In Vandal Hearts 2 though, both the player and the computer move a single unit at the same time. I have to give Konami a lot of credit for coming up with a bold and unique gameplay mechanic such as this. Unfortunately though, I don't really think it works for this type of game. This is because tactical RPGs function best by allowing the player to react to specific circumstances on the field. With the dual movement system, it makes combat choices feel too unpredictable and doesn't yield as much satisfaction or accomplishment as making the right choices. Even so, I appreciate the effort to make the battles in Vandal Hearts 2 stand out from other tactical RPGs, and I bet others like the dual movement system better than I do. Vandal Hearts 2 features the return of head musical composer Hiroshi Tamawari, who produced a distinctive score for the original title. His unmistakable style, with its emphasis on horns, percussion, and harps, is just as apparent in this one. It's perfect for the game's medieval style and really sets it apart from the more melodic-oriented RPG composers like Nobuo Uematsu. With 76 songs in total, it's one of the biggest RPG soundtracks on the entire system, and its variety makes the score hold up better than most games on the PlayStation. In the end, Vandal Hearts 2 is a great tactical RPG that you shouldn't miss, especially if you liked the first Vandal Hearts game. I can't say it's quite as good as the original. I just didn't fall in love with the characters and story to the same extent. However, it's certainly respectable and contains all the elements that made the first one great. A dark and serious story, interesting characters, and strategic gameplay that tests the player's ability to think on the fly. If you like the Fire Emblem games, Final Fantasy Tactics, or Tactics Xygor, you can't miss out on Vandal Hearts 2. It's in the same caliber. If you like this review and remember Vandal Hearts 2, leave a comment below about the most memorable aspect of the game to you. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell below to be alerted upon the addition of new ones. Also, please join my Discord community linked in the description, and consider supporting my channel via YouTube's Join feature to receive member exclusives, such as advanced videos and complete video transcripts.